Greetings, podcast listeners. This review was supposed to be out some time ago, but due to scheduling, I just couldn't find the right time to drop it until now, so my apologies on that. But don't fret, there will be some more reviews coming down the road, so be sure to be on the lookout for those. Now, without further ado, sit back and enjoy the episode. Welcome back to the Black History Month series. Why don't you grab a snack, relax, and cut yourself some slack? I'm not sure why I thought this tagline was going to stick. Anyways, this edition of the podcast covers Judas and the Black Messiah, a movie from this decade but with subject matter that predates it back to several decades. And it apparently took a convincing pitch to get it financed. Think of it as this: The Departed, but set during the Civil Rights era. After the script for the movie was conceived, it took several years for it to be made. Names came and went. F. Gary Gray was set to direct once. Casey Affleck was listed as a producer, and I think we dodged a bullet with that not actually happening. And the cast was to be led by Jaden Smith and O'Shea Jackson Jr. Fast forward some years and a new team is involved, with Shaka King as director and Ryan Coogler on the producer's team. Did these ingredients craft an immersive experience? Stay tuned and find out, but first, a dive into the storyline. In late 1960 Chicago, the civil rights movement has been through brutish hardships, trials, and tribulations. We follow this world vicariously through the two main characters. Daniel Kaluuya plays Fred Hampton, a chairman with the Chicago chapter of the Black Panther movement. LaKeith Stanfield plays Bill O'Neill, a man sent by the FBI to infiltrate the BP system. The man's probably one of the luckiest guys in the world with the amount of times to look death right in the eye. O'Neill's involvement would eventually lead to the downfall of the movement, and I'm pretty sure you can put two and two together on how things would end. First things first, big ups to Shaka King and his big feature debut. The camera work and cinematography in this is brilliantly shot and made. From the opening scene, which starts out slow and brooding, to the final act, which reaches that rousing, gut-punching close that keeps you enthralled from start to finish. Even when the film seems to wade into bumpy waters pace-wise, something happens that brings you right back in. Adding to how well this film works is just letting the actors get into these characters and explain their points and motivations, whether it's spoken or subtle, nuanced facial expressions, which is testament to the saying, silence speaks volumes. Now let me just rave about the amazing performances that this film boasts. Daniel Kaluuya acted his ass off in the role of Fred Hampton, in a performance that swept up award season, and rightfully so in my eyes. Not only were the compelling words of resistance and unity translated well, but his varying facial expressions in each scene adds to the spirit of his portrayal of Hampton. His speeches, even the ones that can lead to complex meanings on his overall messaging, uplift the followers of the movement. So much so that it even has the ability to convert unsuspecting individuals with Confederate flags in their building, and that in itself is powerful.
It's not a question of violence or non-violence. It's a question of resistance to fascism or non-existence within fascism. You can murder a liberator, but you can't murder liberation. You can murder a revolutionary, but you can't murder revolution. And you can murder a freedom fighter, but you can't murder freedom. I said, hey, a revolutionary. Hey, a revolutionary. Hey.
The fact that he accomplished a lot for the community should be commended for the fact that he faced a sad demise at such an extremely young age. Mr. Hampton was only 21 when he was assassinated, and as of this recording, I'm only a year older than he was at that time. Ponder on that food for thought. On the flip side, you have LaKeith Stanfield as Wild Bill O'Neill. This dude had me on edge every time he does that Stanfieldian side eye and is about to say something. Now at first, I was curious to see why such a film was titled Judas and the Black Messiah, but upon seeing how these two main characters work with each other, things start to click instantly. Stanfield's portrayal does leave you, the viewer, highly conflicted on whether one should feel sympathy for his lack of control against the feds or not. Me personally, I did feel some sympathy for the guy. Emphasis on some. He got with the shady system of feds, and seeing that guilt get to him as he realizes Hampton's fate in real time, very, very mixed on him. And this point is further driven in the epilogue as you see how the real O'Neill in the story ends. There's additional supporting talent that also leaves the marks here. Dominique Fishback portrays Deborah Johnson, Hampton's partner and fellow member of the movement. Deborah and Fred's scenes bring some of the more sentimental moments of the film, which is pretty bleak in retrospect as you see this happy couple planning their family. But also props to Fishback for a performance here. My first intro to her was in the limited series Swarm, which is a complete 180 if you've seen her in that show. Versatility is often regarded as a fine trait for actors, and Fishback is one of many that fits the mold perfectly. That same can be said for Dominique Thorne in the role of Black Panther Judy Harmon. She was really close to catching Bill on his lie of how his past life really was early on, but he's good at never folding under pressure. I wish we got some more time with her, as she brought in a lot of firepower, as are other Black Panther members portrayed by Algee Smith and Ashton Sanders. Then there's the punchable characters, hell-bent on causing discord within this harmonious community. At this particular time, I would like to craft a very special message to actors Jesse Plemons and Martin Sheen that could only be conveyed in bleeps. So here goes. Hopefully that message finds them well. Or not. But seriously, Plemons is a masterclass in how to play some truly horrible characters that are bound to give you the ick while watching them. At some point, you just start to wish that he'd go away and never come back in the film, but nope, his character is important, so that's not the case here. Sheen as J. Edgar Hoover is rather self-explanatory as to why he's such a repellent figure who's probably roasting on an open fire with Hades' finest chestnuts. Wait, evil people do live longer, so let me confirm he is dead. Okay, he died in 1972, very well. I really don't have many gripes with this movie other than the fact that I'm curious to see how much more of an impact this would have been with younger actors. While Fred Hampton was in his early 20s during all of this, Kaluuya shot this in his early 30s. But this is only a slight when you see how well acted these characters are, which made for a top-notch watch for me. On the Pic-a-Flic rating scale, Judas and the Black Messiah gets a 4.5 out of 5. Do yourself a favor and check this out when you can if you haven't already. This film immediately jumped up in my favorites of this decade so far, and we're only 50 years in. And going into this knowing about how the genre was pitched was probably the best decision that I made. Perhaps it was a fluke I made for not checking this out immediately after the trial of the Chicago 7, but I'd make it up for it in my next lifetime if such a thing as reincarnation exists. And that's a wrap for this review, ladies and gents. What are your thoughts on the movie if you've seen it? Sound off in the comments where available. Now, I thought that this would be a full Black History Month revamp of sorts, but as you can see, that was not the case. So next up would be Michael Jackson's Moonwalker in celebration for his biopic release. Until then, be sure you subscribe to the show on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you want to be in the know about upcoming things, follow the One Man Show on Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok under the username handle at Pic-a-Flic Pod. That is at PICAFLICPOD. I'm also on Letterboxd where I log non-audio reviews of films. Follow me there under the aforementioned Pic-a-Flic Pod username handle for more. Once again, thanks to everyone who tunes to this pod. Until the next one, this is the Western Wonder, and I'm signing out. Peace.